Good morning. Welcome to S Cafe Online Culinary Academy. My name is Chef Cesar, and today I want to show you something really wonderful. It's a cold soup. It's called gazpacho, and I know some of us are not too thrilled with cold soups, but you know what? You'd be surprised how refreshing and great and fresh tasting the soup is. You know, gazpacho has been around for over 100 years, and it originated in Spain, and it's one of those great, dishes that we get from the Mediterranean. That they do a wonderful job, and you can make it really easy. I'm gonna show you how to do that. We all need some fresh, nice vegetables in the summertime. I'm sure most of us have a nice garden at home, and I mean, we get these beautiful tomatoes like the ones I got here now, bio-ripe tomatoes. And, I mean, we don't know what to do, man. We can make a nice, refreshing, soup on a hot day that's gonna really change your mind the way you see, cold soups. And today I want to start by, making a nice soup. So like I say, we're going to need some nice cucumbers. I got some seedless cucumbers and some regular seeded cucumbers. And I also have some green peppers, some onions, some garlic that's going to go into gazpacho, some olive oil. You can use blend oil. It doesn't have to be olive oil, but it's got a nicer flavor if you do some olive oil. Some sherry wine vinegar and some salt, pepper, and some bread here. This bread makes the reason behind bread is to make the gazpacho a little thicker. It's up to you. It depends how you want to do it. You can just chop up the vegetables like a real fine dice and mix them together like that. You can puree them a little bit or have like a little texture to it, like medium size texture in between. It's all up to you. For the bread, you want to get some kind of. Today I got some French bread, like a big loaf. It can be like 1 day old bread, or you can be fresh, but 1 day old bread works great. Make sure you take the crust off, and you want to soak the bread beforehand. I use the recipe is going to be up with the video later on, so you can go and look at it. And I got like 2 cups of bread, soak them with some water, some cold water. Let them soak for a while. But you don't have to add bread. There's so many different recipes out there for gazpacho. You'd be surprised. Well, we're going to start by preparing our stuff. First of all, I want to start by peeling our cucumbers. These are nice, crunchy, nice, refreshing. It's a great soup, I'm sure you've probably seen some like cold fruit soups like cantaloupe, some berries, and this is just another, variation of that. And this is just, really myself, I like it on a nice hot day. It's nice and refreshing. And the key here is when you make it, you don't want to like use it right away. You want to kind of put it away in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours so all the flavors come together. As you know, when you make even a hot soup, it's going to be always better the next day. The same thing works with these soups, especially all the vegetables are fresh, and you want to kind of have all the flavors come together. And I want to show you how to garnish it too. You can do some vegetables as well, some little croutons, some creme fraiche. I'm going to put some sour cream today. You can even do some shrimp on top, chopped up shrimp, like a little cocktail on top. You can do so many different things, and it's just a nice way to use your nice and fresh, crispy, vegetables, like you see these cucumbers are. Okay, I'm gonna clear my cutting board out of here. And if you do like seedless cucumbers, sometimes they're cheaper than the regular ones. You don't have to take the seeds out of here. Just you want to chop them up, because we're going to blend them all together in a little bit with the tomatoes and the rest of our vegetables. As you can see, they're nice and crunchy. And yes, we have a question, I believe.
Chef, is that the hot cucumber?
Is that a hot cucumber? No, these are called the English cucumbers, or sometimes they're called seedless cucumbers too. They go by the name of seedless cucumbers or English cucumbers. The question was, it was a hot cucumber, and the answer is just, hear me, it's an English cucumber. Sometimes they go by the seedless cucumbers as well. This is nice and crunchy. See this? You can do it 2 ways. You can scoop out your seeds with a spoon. Make a mess on my board. Or you can cut them in quarters and just take your knife and take the seeds out of there. You see? Either way, it's fine. Whatever is easier for you. It's just, whatever you feel more comfortable doing, that's what you do. They're nice and crunchy. You can hear when I'm cutting them, nice and juicy. And when it comes to the tomatoes, if you feel like you have like real good knife skills, you can peel them, peel the skins off with a paring knife. Go ahead. Otherwise, you can just put them in boiling water for about 15 seconds. I'm gonna, like I'm sure you've seen it done before. That way, the skin comes right off. But also, you can peel them with your knife. You think you have some, good knife skills like you should have now. There's no need for that. I mean, you can do them like that without poaching them in the water real quick. But either way, it's fine. Today, I'm just gonna peel them with a paring knife because I can show you it's really easy. But it takes a little practice. And also, you want to take the seeds off your tomatoes. I'm gonna show you and save the juice because that juice is a great way to thin your soup out a little bit. Now we have our cucumbers here. Now we go with the tomatoes. Like I was saying, I got some nice fine ripe tomatoes. We want to take the core out. Just take the little. Use your paring knife, like that. Now we're gonna peel them. And like I say, if you have some good knife skills, it's really easy. You just take the skin off. You can see it's really taking the skin off. But if you want to do it, like I say, poach them in some hot water, drop them in there for about 15 seconds, and then just refresh them in ice water right away. Take them out, so you stop the cooking process. You can do that too. It's just whatever you feel more comfortable doing. But if you want to practice your knife skills, this is a great way to do it. Just want to kind of go around the tomato like this. Same things when you make a tomato flour. You just want to peel the skin off the same way. See? Might take you a little longer, but it's a good way to practice your knife skills. Like I was saying, the more you practice, the better you're gonna become. Just like anything else. I feel really comfortable peeling the tomatoes, so I'm not taking too much of the meat. Just the skin is coming off. But again, it's just years of practice. This is where it gets you someday. And you can do it too. See? It's all set. So I already have these other tomatoes peeled beforehand because I don't want to take too much time. Now we're going to cut them and take the seeds out of here. We want to save the juice too. You just want to use the tomato flesh. You don't want any seeds in your gazpacho. Well, you want to save some of the juice there. We have another question. Go ahead, sir.
Can you use hot cucumber in a cold salad?
Can we use hot cucumbers in a cold salad? Yes, you can. The question was, can you use hot cucumbers in a cold soup or a salad? And again, you can use it. I mean, you can change the vegetables, and when you make gazpacho, you can put some red peppers in there. I mean, like if you go, you can find so many different recipes out there. I'm just using one of the recipes that we use in our grand campuses. And again, the way you make it, if you want to leave a little crunchy, the texture is going to change the flavor too. I was talking to Chef Randall one day. I guess it did a little experiment at ground campus. They made the same gazpacho recipe I'm doing right now, and they had it done 3 ways. Some students just dice the vegetables like a small dice. Some just went through the food mill, and one of them did just puree like normally do it. And they had different opinions. Some like the ones that had like a nice texture to it. You can taste the vegetables separate, and some like the one that was a medium, passed through the food mill. And the other one was like fine, like real silky texture. So it just depends on your taste, and you can do whatever you want. Some people like it chunky, like almost like a salsa texture type of thing, and some do it like more like smooth, like a type of like a cream soup. But it's just up to whatever you wanna, you taste. It doesn't really have to be one way or another. It's just whatever you wanna do, whatever you feel like you wanna do it. And I'm gonna chop these tomatoes so I can mix them up with my cucumbers. So you can see they're really nice and fresh. They're really juicy, nice and sweet too. And it's a really easy way to, use up some of your wonderful garden vegetables in the summertime. If you live in the, in a state where there's like no winter time, like we have here, you can do it any time of the year if you like. Unfortunately, we have a lot of snow coming our way very soon, so I won't be making gazpacho soup in the winter time. Okay, now we're gonna mix our tomatoes with our cucumbers. I want to kind of squeeze all the juice out of the seeds. As you can see, this is great. Now you want to season the tomatoes and cucumbers. Put some salt in here. Toss them around with my spatula here. And then we're going to start chopping the rest of the vegetables so we can add them in here and puree with my little stick blender here. You can use a regular blender or a food processor, whatever you have. Okay. For the onion, you want to do like a half an onion. If it's pretty big, just like this one. Chop it off. I want to mix some of my garlic. I got like 1 tablespoon here, minced garlic. Wine. My olive oil. Pepper. I want to add some of my tomato juice I had to reserve from the tomato seeds. We want to throw some of our water from the bread here. And then we're going to do the rest of the bread in. Slowly we want to start to blend our gazpacho. Okay, as far as I want to go with this, I don't want to make it too puree. I don't want to make it too silky, like I was saying before. This is gonna be good enough for me. I just want to show you, like the texture in my ladle here. As you can see, you can go and chop it up a little more if you want to get like a real fine, silky soup. If you want to leave it chunky, that's okay. Now I want to, taste it, see if that season is ready. A little more salt. And it's so refreshing. Right now, it's really not that tasty because you want to let it sit in the refrigerator for a couple hours at least, if not a little longer. You can also leave it overnight, and it's going to be much better next day when you take it out because all the flavors are going to come together, like I was telling you before. I think we had a question.
Can you add herbs to the salad too?
To the gazpacho, yes, the question was, can you add some herbs? If you like, you can add like fresh basil, work really great in this, or like fresh mint. You don't want to go something like rosemary that would be too strong, or thyme. Like lighter herbs, like some mint or a couple leaves of fresh basil. They will go really good with this gazpacho soup. Now that we have it ready, you want to refrigerate it for a couple hours, and I want to show you when you're ready to plate it. How to do that. You want to put a little garnish on top so it looks nice and add a little extra texture to your gazpacho. So I'm gonna put it aside. I'm gonna chop a few more vegetables for our garnishing. So I'm gonna take this nice green pepper I have here. I just want to cut piece off and make it real small dice, real fine dice actually I should say. And you can do more vegetables. You can chop some more cucumbers as well, some tomatoes just to garnish the top of your gazpacho once you're ready to serve it. You want to go real small. You want to put maybe some more cucumbers as well too. I want to peel off a piece of cucumber here. Gets out of the way here. As you can see, it's really easy to make. You just gotta have your vegetables prep ahead of time, and it's really quick. What's longer is the waiting time before you can eat it. You can have this vegetables like in the separate little dishes, so everybody can add whatever they want on top. You don't necessarily have to do it yourself, so kind of put it on the side, and everybody that you guess whatever they can kind of fix themselves, whatever they want to add on top of their cold gazpacho soup. Get little dishes here. We got green peppers done. I'm gonna do some tomato too, just to add a little more color on top of our soup. And like buying ripe tomatoes work the best. If you don't have at home, try to buy the ones like I got here in clusters, like buying ripe. They have a lot more juice. They're sweeter, so it's gonna make a big difference. Just dice some tomatoes for our garnishes. You can also add some like hard-boiled eggs. Actually, the recipe I'm doing, it calls for hard-boiled eggs to like be chop on top. I didn't do them this morning, but again, the recipe is gonna say to if you want. You don't have to, but it's just up to you. You can do whatever. Put some different vegetables on top. If you want like a crunchy, like a jicama, that'd be really nice too with this. Okay. Now we're gonna, even though it's been only a few minutes, I'm gonna show you how you can play your gazpacho. Got a nice big bowl here. As you can see, it's not too puree, too thin. It's got some texture to it. got some croutons here too. Some diced green peppers, some more little diced cucumbers, and just to add a little more color, you can put some nice small diced tomatoes. If you want, you can also put like some basil, chiffonade on top, or a little basil leaf, and there you have it. The wonderful, refreshing gazpacho soup that's really easy to make, and I mean you can make it anytime you like it. As long as it's a nice hot summer day, it will go really well. Kind of refreshing in a hot afternoon, and you're gonna really enjoy the crunchiness, the freshness of all your vegetables. And also, we can do here sour cream, like I was saying. Put a little thing of sour cream on top. And there you have it, a wonderful gazpacho, cold, refreshing soup. Thank you for joining me this week. Next week, we're going to be making a roasted red pepper soup. It's a nice, wonderful hot soup that you can use in a nicer, like little warmer day and a cool day as well too. So I see you next week. Thank you for joining me today, and talk to you soon.